Today, I'm finally bringing one of my old sketches back to life and turning her into a beautiful grandmother mermaid. I was really inspired by the Little Mermaid, especially those dreamy underwater colors, the deep blues, soft greens, and glowing lights. I love how color can completely change the mood of a character. So in this video, we are going to explore that together and turn this beautiful sketch into something full of life and personality. Hey everyone, I'm Sogand, I'm a character designer and welcome back to another episode of my animation study series. So far, we have explored 5 studies together, including how Tom and Jerry can improve your figure drawing, how to use Tom as an adult reference to design your own characters, how to study Jerry's facial expressions for a stronger acting, and we also analyzed Bugs Bunny and broke down expressive poses, and in the last video, we studied Zootopia. So, today we are focusing on something a little different but super important, and that is color palette. I'm so excited for today's video because today we are going to work on such a special character together, an old mermaid. But not just an old mermaid, this one is such a hopeful, adorable, full of life grandmother character. She still loves looking beautiful, she still takes care of herself, and honestly, she has such a young soul. I love this idea so much, and to be honest, I still haven't chosen a name for her. So please help me in the comments because I really need a cute name for this amazing, beautiful mermaid grandma. As you can see for this piece, I also really wanted to take inspiration from one of the most iconic animations in the history, and that is The Little Mermaid. I thought it would be so fun to use that nostalgic feeling and color palette while also talking you through my entire process from start to finish. So as you can see, this sketch is actually pretty old. I think I originally drew it last year or maybe even the year before that. You know, it was sitting inside one of my sketchbooks for so long and I always wanted to finish it. You can even see that I had written here Patron next to it because I already had plans for it. But, you know how artists are. We always have so many unfinished ideas, half finished drawings, old concepts, ideas we love, but we never get back to it. I feel like every artist watching this understands exactly what I mean. Is it true? Yeah, it is. But when I studied this tutorial series, I told myself, nope, this time we are finally finishing her. So the first thing that I'm doing is bringing the sketch into Photoshop and trying to create a digital sketch over it because the original idea was still very raw. And this stage, this is not the final sketch. This is just a stronger version of the original ideas. And I really want to show you guys something important here. And that is that a lot of artists actually start painting from this stage and they don't wait for perfectly clean line art. And honestly, I love working like that too because it keeps the energy of the sketch alive. So in this series, I really want to do things a little differently from my previous videos. I'm going to start working earlier in this process, and anything that needs changing, we will fix it as we go. For example, right here, I'm changing the lower body because I felt like it needed a bit more twist and movement. I wanted the mermaid tail to feel more elegant and fluid. Now the final sketch is finally ready and we can move into the next stage. Okay guys, now we are moving into one of the most important parts of the whole painting process, and that is the base colors. On the side, I'm keeping the original character and color palette visible because I really want to stay loyal to the same mood and color story. So now I'm picking a bigger brush and blocking in the main flat colors. And let me explain something because I know a lot of people ask about this. What is a base color? Base color is basically the flat foundation color of every part of your character. Before shadows, before highlights, and before texture, this is where you decide what every material is supposed to look like. The skin, the hair, the tail, the fish, everything. This step is so important because if your colors already work here, the rest of the paintings becomes much easier. So, please don't rush this step. I really recommend putting each major part on a separate layer. That helps so much later. Okay, guys, now we are getting into one of my favorite parts. This is where the character finally starts feeling alive. I'm starting to add form, volume, dimension, and this part should be painted slowly. Right here, I'm really starting to think about light source in my mind, and the light is coming from slightly above and a little from the front, almost like a soft filtered ocean light. So naturally, under her chin needs a gentle shadow to help the face feel more three-dimensional. I'm also darkening the areas beneath, like the hair curls, because those shapes would block light and create depth. I'm being really careful not to use darker shadow here because that would make it painting to feel too harsh. Instead, I'm taking the original skin tone and moving it slightly darker and cooler or sometimes warmer. That keeps everything soft and painterly. And while I'm doing this, I'm thinking about who she is as a character. I love all little characters with personalities and characters that feel like they've lived a full life but still have so much charm and spirit. That's exactly I want her face to communicate. Okay, guys, now we are getting into one of my favorite parts of the whole painting, and that is the face. This is honestly the moment where she really starts becoming a real character for me. So, right now, I'm zooming in and really taking my time with the skin. I want her to look older, but I don't want her to feel tired or lifeless, but I want her to feel warm, stylish, and loved, like the kind of grandmother who still gets ready in the morning, curls her hair, and smiles at herself in the mirror. I'm being super careful here because the wrinkles can very easily become too harsh. Instead of drawing lines, I'm building them through soft shadow and tiny highlights that keep the face delicate. Around the small lines, I'm doing the same thing, just soft transitions, nothing too sharp. I really love how kind she is starting to look. Her expression already feels so sweet. Now I'm slowly working around the eyes because the eyes are where the emotion really lives. I want them to feel bright and expressive, like she still has this playful spark in her personality. I don't want anything too dramatic here. Everything about her should feel gentle and charming. This part honestly takes time, and I love slowing down here because every small brush stroke changes the mood of the face. Then I start focusing on the nose and that area around the glasses because these little details really help define the expression. I also keep stepping back and looking at her expression as a whole. I want her to feel wise, funny, and full of life, almost like she's about to say something cheeky. Alright, now let's move into the hair because this part is so fun. So, first, I'm looking at where the big curl shapes are, where the roller are creating form, and where the light would hit. Then I slowly start pulling lighter strands through the bigger shadow masses. This instantly gives the hair more volume. Hair always looks best when you think in ribbons and groups instead of individual strands. Now I'm moving down into the fish details, and honestly, this was one of the most enjoyable parts for me. They are so cute. I'm adding tiny little scales texture and like soft, shiny highlights so they feel glossy and underwater, and I'm more suggesting the texture. A few little shapes, a few reflected highlights, a little contrast, and suddenly it starts feeling really alive. Then I go back in with a brighter highlight on the top edges so they catch that underwater light. This contrast between the darker underside and the brighter top makes them feel much more dimensional. I absolutely love this section. Now I'm taking even more time with the fish scales because I want them to feel slightly magical. That really helps tie them into the underwater scene. Okay, now we are at the part where everything really comes together. This is the final lighting pass, and honestly, this is always one of the most satisfying parts to paint. So, first, I'm deepening some of the shadows underneath the hair and around the lower part of the tail. I want the character to really sit inside the environment, and then I'm adding those beautiful soft underwater blue tones around the piece, a little bit of atmosphere in the background, some soft bubbles maybe. I will add that, a little glow around the edges, or darkening around it. Then I move back into the face and add final highlights, tiny highlights on the cheeks, a little light on the nose, a bit of shine on the glasses, and some bright reflect struck on the fishes. This is honestly where the whole painting transforms. It suddenly feels finished, polished, and alive. I really love slowing down here because it really letting everything highlights do its job. Alright, guys, and now we are at the end of the piece. I'm just going to take a moment here and really look at her as a whole because this is always such a satisfying feeling. Everything is finally coming together, the colors, the lighting, the character, the mood. It all feels like it belongs in the same world now. And honestly, I'm really happy with how she turns out. She feels exactly how I imagined her at the first. A little bit funny, a little bit, beautiful, very soft, very warm, and full of personality. Now I'm also thinking about how this will look as a finished print because I do want to turn this into a physical print and maybe even offer it at my Etsy shop. So I'm making sure the contrast will still read well when it's not just on a screen. Now I want to hear from you guys. Please help me name her in the comments because I still don't have a name for her and I feel like she deserves a beautiful one. And also tell me what you think her personality is. I always love reading your comments because everyone sees something a little different in the character. If you want to see more of this piece, I also have extra tutorials and PDF breakdowns over on my Patreon channel where I go into even more details about brushes, layers, and my workflow. And I will also be uploading prints of this piece on my Etsy shop. So if you want to support my work or grab a print, you can check the links in the description. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. It really means a lot that you guys watched, paint, and create with me. I hope this video inspired you in some way or helped you with your own art. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!